So I'm going to start with a little confession. When my team told me that I had been invited to speak at this TEDx event, my first thought was that I am definitely not the most qualified person to be up on this stage. During my time in Pakistan, I have met so many inspiring Pakistani women who are changing their communities and the world, whether by advocating for the full inclusion and human rights of individuals with disabilities, by starting their own businesses as successful entrepreneurs, or by combating the impacts of climate change and building a healthier, more resilient future. Women like these, despite many challenges, they persist, they succeed, and they inspire. And in fact, Pakistani women like these are one of the key reasons why I keep signing up for more and more diplomatic postings here in Pakistan. I find it personally very rewarding to be able to play just a small role in supporting some of these individuals on their journeys, whether through our professional and academic exchanges or through our grants. But of course, we all know there are far too many people out there, women, girls, boys, and men, who have yet to reach their full potential. They face various barriers, pressures, and challenges. And so what I would like to focus on today are two free tools that can be used to break down some of those barriers and to create new opportunities. And they also happen to be two tools that have directly shaped my own life: volunteering and mentorship. One of the things I value most about my own country is its strong culture of community engagement through volunteer work. Regardless of one's background or hometown or socioeconomic class, Americans often learn from a very young age about the importance of giving back to their community through volunteering. In fact, one of my own earliest memories is of going with my mom to the local nursing home, not because we were related to anybody who lived there, but simply because my mother understood that the elderly resident's day would be brightened by spending a few hours playing with a child. Of course, as I grew older, my volunteer activities evolved accordingly, from spending hours upon hours at my local library reshelving books, to organizing fundraisers to support music activities in my school, or tutoring underprivileged children after my workday ended, or volunteering as a tour guide at a local museum on weekends. Now, my personal experiences of volunteering are nothing extraordinary. In fact, in the United States, they're simply ordinary. It's what people do. And that's one of the things that I most often hear Pakistanis remark upon when they return from their exchange experiences in the United States. Now, one of the things that I appreciate most about volunteering is the way that it lets each individual reimagine and redefine their space in society and in the broader world. Maybe at home you are just the little sister. Maybe in university you were just one of dozens of students in the classroom. But when you become a volunteer, when you find a cause or an organization that aligns with what you're passionate about, you get to become something much more. You become a convener, a manager, a leader, a change maker, and eventually a subject matter expert. Because the more and more time and energy that you invest in volunteering, the more you develop your skills benefiting both yourself and the broader community. Now, of course, there are so many ways that you could get involved in volunteering initiatives, and I would encourage everyone here to think about how they can best apply the skills and passions that they have. But there's one particular way of volunteering that every single one of us here can take full advantage of, and that is mentoring others. Now, I have been particularly fortunate in my professional life to have had some fantastic mentors who chose to invest their time and their knowledge in me. Now, notice I said that they invested their time and their knowledge in me, not their money, because mentorship doesn't cost anything at all. And building a strong mentor-mentee relationship is a bit more of an art than a science. You're going to want to find two people who click with one another, who will listen to one another, and at times a mentor is going to have to provide some tough feedback that maybe the mentee doesn't want to hear. But one thing that's actually not so important when you're trying to set up a mentor-mentee relationship is finding two people who are just alike. In fact, it's often more beneficial if mentors and mentees come from different backgrounds so they can share diverse experiences with one another. I myself have been lucky to have mentors who are men more than 30 years older than me, women who are just a step or two ahead of me in their careers, and individuals who work in completely different sectors from my own. And each one of them, in their own way, has helped me build certain key skills and tools at different steps of my career to help me succeed. And perhaps most importantly, at times they have been the ones to encourage me to take a leap forward in my career, even when I wasn't sure I was ready to do so. And in fact, I can credit one of those mentors for encouraging me to apply for this job here in Lahore. So those mentorship relationships are continuing to have a huge impact to this day. Now, as each of you think about how you can become more involved in mentoring others, I would encourage you to not just take the easy path. Don't look for your friend, your little sibling, your cousin. Look a little bit further. Go out and look for those individuals who have a lot of potential, but maybe facing some barriers, may not have been exposed to the same opportunities that you have had. By systematically choosing who you're going to mentor, by proactively being the one to reach out to them and build those relationships, each of you can have a transformative impact on your community and on your country. Now, when I started out, I mentioned that I didn't think I was necessarily the most qualified person to be up here on stage today, and I still think that's true. There's a lot of amazing women who have been up on this stage today. But through my own experiences with volunteering and mentorship, I have been able to develop my own skills, knowledge, and self-confidence to get up here and share my story as part of this much broader narrative. And I am very confident that as volunteering and mentorship become more and more widespread across Pakistan, more individuals, whether women or men, will become fully empowered to make their fullest contribution to society as well. Thank you so much.